Saturday, July 18th, local swell trackers. How you doing? Long time no see. And guess what? This is hindcasting back last Saturday. You see this little fetch spinning clockwise right here? It's clockwise. Low pressures in the South Pack and counterclockwise in the North Pack. Well, this is down here off the north end of New Zealand, and it only had to travel 3,000 miles. Normally, it's about 1,000 miles south of here, and that's why we're seeing, even though it's just a gale level wind or fetch, it's still bringing us up to 3 feet for town from the south-southwest, and this is the guy right here. And starting in the animations, to see that one's going to fade out pretty quickly. So by Sunday, we'll see it already dropping waist, maybe chest high, mostly 2 feet. And we get some activity going over there in the Tasman Sea, but that's not the real deal. The real deal's coming up right there. A large storm comes southeast and does send up waves into the Tasman Sea, and it gets out to the east coast of New Zealand here. And let me show you. There, okay, there's the swell right there. And then it gets out here to the north side. And these are hindcasting models thanks to Market Storm Surf. And let me get to the current models and show you what's in store, because a week from today, Saturday the 25th, we're going to be rocking and rolling. So here's today, Saturday, and this guy is the remnant Tasman Sea portion that'll be filling in with long period forerunners late Wednesday, slowly filling in Thursday, Friday, hopefully reaching 3 feet. But the main deal is when this guy gets off to the east coast of New Zealand and actually gets up past the north side of the island, which means the seas are 3,000 miles away, or about 1,000 miles closer once again. But these winds are severe gales with 18 to 20-second forerunners. Those will be felt Thursday, Friday. This guy has a long-lasting pulse, and it's followed up by a secondary low right behind it. See that guy? And these are beautiful northeast tracks. This will allow this to be a long-lasting swell since it has a 1-2 punch. And it will reach heights of minimum 6 feet Saturday and Sunday, with top spots getting even bigger. Then we're going to see some swells way down here by the Ross Ice Shelf, bringing us background swell, but really nothing. That last storm blob you saw is out of our swell window. Definitely the main culprit for the waves coming a week from today are going to be, as the loops rewind, this guy right here that gets off to the east coast of New Zealand and tracks up our way. And again, it'll be a solid 4 days of really good swell, with 2 days being double plus overhead. Now we're going to jump up to the North Pack and show you some hindcasting as well, and then get to the current models. We see that big high pressure established here, like those typical summertime highs do, and they're bringing us in regular trade wind swell, regular trade wind weather, and there's some local disturbances too, bringing us in a little bit more clouds than we're used to. Way off of here, the whole region is getting tons of waves. My dream spot, Surigao, getting waves. I mean, it's just been a very active season. This guy right here hovering is Typhoon Nanka, and we'll kick in the animations here for you. And look how that thing just hovers, just generating giant waves for the whole region. It begins a north track. We get a little bit of westerly component swell. That's what we're seeing here today. And hopefully, well, we are seeing chest-high waves, hopefully a few head-high ones, and only at select spots, like Sunset tends to refract these pretty well. Then over here off the east tropics, we've got tropical system Enrique here, and then a hurricane Dolores. And all of these are bringing us in some waves, more from Enrique since it got out a little bit closer to us. So we're getting wind swell from these tropics as well as the high pressure, and we're also getting a northeast swell. You see this fetch coming off the west coast? That'll be bringing us up to 3 to 4, maybe 5 feet from the northeast Tuesday, Wednesday. Not to the north shore, but to select northeastern reefs. We're doing very well when you consider the north shores of all the islands are still getting waves fairly regularly this time of year, from either from the west all the way to the northeast. Okay, now the current models for the North Pack. Over here is the former Typhoon Nanka ending its journey. Here comes another tropical system forming already. Here's the two I were just mentioning, Enrique and Dolores. Starting in the animations, I want to show you also the main significant swell we're going to be getting from is this low pressure moving our way off the west coast and combining with that high pressure. It will actually be weakening the high pressure. The wind's weakening here midweek thanks to this guy. And then the trades reestablish at the end of the upcoming week. but we will see plenty of swell coming in from this source right here. And we do see some slight storminess. See how it passes to our north, so we'll get a long-term swell from this guy. And you can see activity still. Those colors are still lining up. And this guy over here off the Kurils and heading up into the Aleutians, we may see some background thigh-high waves from that. Very iffy. And if we see anything at all, it'll be towards the end of next week. Let's take a look at this animation. You can see that fetch already forming with a fetch on both sides of New Zealand. This will be moving off to the east coast, getting above the North Island, way above Auckland. Drilling down a little bit further, you can see plenty of fetch. It's a long and it's going to be a wide one. And drilling in for the North Pac, you can see this beautiful fetch here from the spinner low. You can see the two tropical systems, and you can see the fetch coming in here from the northeast. You can see the tropical system forming off here, heading off to the Philippines again, and some storminess up here far off Kamchatka. Not going to bring us much. The main guy, due to proximity, is going to be this fetch here off the west coast that's moving our way right now. And once again, that's for the upcoming week. It'll be peaking at 5 feet 11 seconds. So top refracting reefs along the northeastern exposures will reach heights nearing 5 feet. And the country, I'm expecting at least 3 feet Tuesday, Wednesday. And we might see some pluses at isolated spots. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hand-drawn surface charts. There's the high pressure here, going to be weakening, a secondary high pressure, reestablishing our trade winds in the upcoming week. The low pressures coming off the tropic. There's a lot of trophiness in the intertropical convergence zone and off to our east, leading to some cloudiness. It looks like a serious low up here, but the winds are too weak. Now we'll jump from the surface up to the water vapor loops. Features 20,000 feet up. The brown areas are the dry, sinking, stable air masses. You can see the convection going on down here in the intertropical convergence zone, where the trade winds from the North Pac meet the trades from the South Pac. None of this will be reaching us. We do have disturbances and upper-level spinners to our northwest, soon to be killing the trade winds and leading into a sea breeze pattern. But that's going to be more Monday, Tuesday. We'll see how that ends up. And also in the upper regions, 30,000 feet, even higher than the water vapor loops. This is the jet stream, and we have a dominant northern branch. Meridional or equatorial bound flow up towards Hawaii has been seen in the last 7 days, and thus the generated Whomper swell on its way. It does end up going zonal. The North Pac does have some trophiness up here by Kamchatka, but so far the wave watch trees are not showing much to come of that. And we are going to be, at this point, heading into a relatively quiet period towards the 1st of August for both town and country. Alrighty, let's get into the weather. Highs are going to be near 90. Lows about mid-70s. Feels warmer than that. Just wanted to show you the winds increasing, trade winds increasing. We already see 8 to 10 second periods. Watch for solid 4-foot wind swell mixing in with this fetch off of the California coast increasing. You can see the spinner off here at the tropical system we were mentioning, Enrique. Drilling down a little bit further, you can see an east-northeast tilt to the trade winds and quite a bit of cloud cover for a lot of the islands, including Windward and Mauka, but it has spilled over. But so far, even though it's cloudy, it's fairly dry with a few sprinkles, Windward and Mauka. And here's the final drill down, showing what it's like weather-wise in paradise. Lots of fun to be had around the compass, and a lot of fun to be happening next weekend and on 596 Surf. Aloha.